Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Painting with Harold. And what I've got here is an 11 by 14 inch canvas that's turned on landscape. I throw just a little bit of blue and white and dark sienna on it, just very, very thin coat. And I thought what we'd do today is a little practice on bushes and get you some close-ups. So I am holding my phone, and I'm not sure what the video quality is going to be. So y'all forgive me for that, because I'm going to be trying to do this, some of it one-handed. But a look at the palette here. We got the titanium white, alizarin crimson, dark sienna, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and the evil bright red out. And I've got my little round brush. I got a few 1-inch brushes out. I've got a fan brush and a filbert. And I've got that little oval brush, 1-inch. And I thought what we'd do, we'll go ahead and start out. I'm going to start right here in the dark sienna. And I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to pull a little of it out. Just like so. And I'm going to tap it. Kind of at an angle. See how that brush kind of rounded off. Let's see if I can get a, see how it's kind of rounded like that. All right, we'll come right up here to the canvas, and we're going to touch. Let me get it to where you can see it. We're just going to touch this canvas, just like so. And we're just going to work ourselves around in a kind of a clockwise rotation, just like so. Run on off the canvas, just like that. Okay, I just dropped the brush, so I'll be right back. Okay, now, since we got that one done, I'm going to come pick up a 1-inch brush. I'm going to lay that. Let me get ready where you can see it. This is a real delicate touch. You just come up to it with that little rounded part up, and you just touch it to the canvas and follow that same little circular motion going around that you did when you put it down, just like so. And it'll give you your snowy looking bushes with that lace. All right, then we'll drop this brush in the thinner. Now, the way we do the bushes and the tree, like if you paint a mountain and lake scene and you want to come down into the water. All right, I'm going right back with the little round brush right into the dark sienna. And I'm just going to tap it right on the brush, just like so. Get that brush kind of loaded up, just like that. So all I'm doing is tapping. Then when you come up here to your canvas, you want to determine how tall you want it. All right, so let's just say we start right here at the bottom. All right, just come straight up out of it, and go up as tall as you want to go. Just make yourself a straight line. See how that got darker at the bottom and lighter at the top? That's what you want. Then you want to come back and then just start working your way down and just tapping out as you come down. Just giving yourself a kind of a tree shape here. You know, just back and forth. Just like so. You can have some limbs come out further or whatever, however you want to do it. Then come back into your dark sienna, tap it on the same way. Then come back up here and just come into your tree and kind of work yourself down over here at an angle. Just work yourself down. Go back and load up again if you need to. And just work yourself down at an angle over here until you either come off the canvas, or if you're way up here and you just want to do a little in and out, you just bring it back across and just tap it full of paint. Give yourself some texture in here. All right, now, even though you're coming down at an angle here, when you're doing the trees or the bushes on this little peninsula, come in here and make sure when you bring your bushes up, that you bring them straight up. Don't come out here and kick one out like that, because it's going to look like it's falling over. But just keep them straight. That's all you got to do. Just keep them straight up, just like so. That's all you got to do. All right, we'll lay that brush down again. And that's what you end up with. And already you can see that it looks like right here, it looks like a little bush in front of that tree, because it's a little darker than the tree behind it. Well, you grab your script liner brush, just a script liner, carry it into the thinner and soak it down. And then when you come into that, I don't think I ever show y'all this part when I'm doing it, but see it, that's starting to get the consistency of like ink. Real liquidy. And you just pull it around in this paint and spin it. And then when you come out, just spin it and pull. And it gives you a real sharp point out on the end. Well, then when you come up here, now this is the same color. When you come up here, you just barely touch and just pull. Same color right through. And then just give yourself some little limb shapes here and there, however you want them. Most of the time, your limbs get covered up, but you always want to put them on here just in case they don't. Because you can do some trees where they don't get covered up. That's basically what you end up with right there. Then we're going to take another 1-inch brush. This is just a regular 1-inch landscape brush. We'll come right into the yellow, the cad yellow, and we'll pull just a little of it out. Tap it on the brush. Then we'll come over here to our sap green and just touch it. Just barely touch it. Bring it back over here. And see how it's real light green right there. And by tapping that brush kind of on that angle right there, what you're loading up is that top edge. See how the top edge is more loaded than the rest of it? Then you come right up here and you just barely touch. That's all you do. Just barely touch. Right outside of your dark. That's it. Now it's a light touch. It's not a smear. But then you make those little marks in a round, just in a round fashion, kind of like your tree shape. However you want your tree to look. And I'm always saying, don't kill all your dark. Well, this is what I mean. Before you come back up here again, just drop down a little bit and give yourself some of that dark color and come under it again and do the same thing. Now, in a video, when we're doing this, sometimes I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I'm doing the same thing here again. Not doing anything different. Doing the same thing. Just loading up that top corner of the brush. Now, sometimes in a video when we're doing it, we come up here and we do this, you know, it makes it look like we're really pushing real hard because we're doing it a little faster, but we're not. It's still the same touch. It's just a real light touch. And then you come back into your paint again, and you keep that top bristle loaded with color. Those top, I'm bad to call it a corner. Now I know it's not really a corner, but that's just what I call it. But you can see on that brush, it's just the top of it. And then you come back up again, and it's just a light touch. It's a real light touch. And you want to come down under those dark colors. You want to come down and leave yourself some of that dark. Because what that does, see how it gives that tree depth? This looks like you can see down into it. And we know, because we just made it, we know all that is some paint with a little more paint on it. We know that. All right, now, let me show you this right quick. If you come over here to your thinner bucket, see this brush is loaded with paint. You take and go into your thinner and just wiggle it around. That's all you got to do. There's a screen in the bottom of this bucket. And you just rub your paint or your bristles against that screen. And then come up here on the side and just squeeze some of the paint out. Then you come over here, and this is the bucket I'm always talking about. It's a trash can with the brush beater rack in the bottom. And you just come down here and beat the devil out of it across that. And then it cleans your brush up for you. Just that simple. Now, we got all of those colors left. So, let's come in here and let's go over here into our alizarin crimson. We'll pick a little of it up. And we'll come out here and we'll pick a little of our yellow ochre up. And we'll mix these colors right on the brush. Just like so. Just mix them on the brush. And we're doing it the same way. We're loading up that corner up there. See how it's more paint at the top of that brush? All right, and when we come up here with the same method, the same process, and the same amount of pressure and everything, you just come in here with this color, but drop down just a little bit and give yourself some dark and start forming that little bush that you're going to have under this color. Under this tree. And just don't kill all your dark. And what I normally do is I'll just, let me get where you see it. I just normally build this bush until I run out of paint. See how it's starting to run out? See that? But what that does is it puts that bush in front of that tree. It just pushes it back. Once you do that, you can come into any other color you want now, and you can basically go from there to make your next one. Let's say, for instance, I don't know, whatever you want to do, really. You could just do straight cad yellow. Straight yellow ochre if you want. Just come over here and pick you up some more yellow ochre, because you've already about ran out of paint over here. So if you come over here with that yellow ochre, you just want to drop down under it a little bit. And see, you got a color change. And that's what you always want. You want a color change. Something that'll bring you another whole level. But see, we left that separation in there with that dark. And that starts at, say you want to come in here to the Indian yellow. You can come over here and just start tapping on the Indian yellow. Doing it the same way with the same brush. We have not cleaned this brush yet. We're using the same brush. Come up here. Just start outside your dark. What's a dark? See how we got that orange look? Just all we're doing. That's it. Just barely touching. Leaving ourselves some dark. Then we'll come back down to the red again. Now this time we're probably going to pick up a more reddish color because we just used that orange. Mixing on the brush, that's what happens. Then you come up here and just finish it out. And just like that, you've got that little peninsula that comes down. And you got a winter bush that, with that little lacy look. But I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to show you, and then we'll put that brush in the thinner. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to show you kind of how easy really it is to do trees and bushes. Now, I will do another video before too long, and we'll do a different style of tree. But that's basically, you can do that right there. You can put them in any painting you want to do. I really hope y'all enjoyed this little, I guess it is kind of a lesson. But that's just a quick little tutorial. Just something you can do to practice around with. And I may come back and do a painting. See, I may just come back and do a painting over this, just to show you how easy it would be to do, something that you ain't got to worry about wasting a canvas. That might be a fun little project. Alrighty, hope y'all enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for further videos. Remember, like and subscribe. I love you. God loves you more. See you soon.